What up? What up? What up? What up?
What's
What's
going
going
on,
on,
my
my
brother?
brother?
Hello,
How are you?
hello. Welcome,
How y'all doing, man?
How you?
How y'all
All
doing?
right, how you doing, brother?
welcome in.
Blessed, man. Just blessed to
All
be
right,
here.
that's a beautiful thing.
Thank you for
Before you
joining
introduce
us, brother.
yourself, Mystro, I would just like to let you know who's on with us right now. We got E Kill
Okay.
in the top corner there. Then we got the fabulous L Bitten down below. Our other
Hey.
host Fly might come on shortly. But yeah, before we even get started, man, I'm just gonna preface how we met, and
Okay.
then we go from there. Basically, Uber Steve was out Ubering, and the
Mm-hmm.
brother was talking. I was talking. Y'all already know I talk a lot. And the first thing I think that really connected us was, I think we said something about children and divorce, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
Yeah.
And you was
Yeah.
like, I think you might have asked me something like how long I was married or something like that. And then we
Mm-hmm.
went back and forth talking. Then you started
Mm-hmm.
telling me some of your story. If you don't mind, real quick, could you just let the people know, like, just a tad bit of your story? Then I got some questions for you after that.
Okay. Yeah. My government name is Rick, but most people know me as Mystro. You know what I'm saying? I was an artist for 12 years, a performing artist, one under the name Mystro the Illest, and then I transitioned into the film world. You know what I'm saying? I picked up a camera in 2014, ran around Georgia shooting music videos, weddings, the whole gamut. I was nominated videographer of the year 4 years in a row. Won one of those years. I put out a couple short films. And I got my book, my autobiography is coming out next month. You know what I'm saying? The story of my life. You know what I'm saying? I'm just somebody from Indianapolis that had a dream and chased it all the way to Atlanta. And yeah, I'm just out here telling my story.
Did you always have real quick? So I just wanted to ask you always had a passion for the filming, or that was just something you said? Let me try to see if I could do this.
My main passion most of my life was music. You know what I'm saying? But I always loved movies. You know what I'm saying? I've been a movie head my whole life. Like I'm at the theaters. You know what I'm saying? I'm buying DVDs. Like I've been a movie head. But I had told myself when I got to Atlanta, one of the things I wanted to do was try to create a short film.
Mm-hmm.
So I created actually two, and I just fell in love with the process. And I was like, this is what I really want to do for the rest of my life, along with, you know what I'm saying, like writing books. So that's where I'm at with it right now.
That's dope. That's dope.
Mm-hmm.
All right, before we get into the positive, I want you, if you could just give us a brief background story about when you was out in Indiana and the trials and tribulations you had to face before you
Yeah.
decided to make that move to come out here to Georgia.
Well, I caught a gun charge at the age of 20. That was my first felony. I'm an ex-felon, 3 felonies, like 12 misdemeanors. But it started off from that one gun charge. After that, my life kind of spiraled. I couldn't get a job, so I started hustling. I had a guy named Junebug show me how to sell weed. You know what I'm saying? So I took it from ounce to pounds. You know what I'm saying? And I was going back and forth to jail. I developed a drinking problem. That's really the catalyst, that alcohol. You know what I'm saying? It kept getting me in trouble. You know what I'm saying? And the judge made me do anger management, which I needed. The judge kept making me do these alcohol classes, which I needed. And after a while, I was like, I can't keep going to jail. I'm sooner or later, because I got robbed at gunpoint a couple times. And I was like, I got to give up this life. I got to pursue something real. I got to change my surroundings. And I took the last of my dope money, which was $3,000, and moved to Atlanta. And I've been pretty much legit ever since, making legit money. It's different. It was hard to just transition from making that fast money to like working a job and making money so slow. But I couldn't go back to my old ways. You know what I'm saying? So I just stuck with it.
Yeah, that's crazy. I heard most of your story. What I didn't hear though, can you break it down to me with the relationship, having a child, divorce? Was it divorce or was it what happened with that with your ex?
Um, well, actually, my son is one of the inspirations for me to get out the streets. That last time I got robbed at gunpoint, it was my weekend to get him. So they robbed me on that Friday. I was supposed to get him on Saturday, and I remember telling him, don't shoot me. I got to get my son tomorrow. That's what I remember saying. I remember saying that. You feel me? So I went and picked him up, and I told him like
Did you always have a real quick? So I just wanted to ask you always had a passion for the filming, or that was just something you said? Let me try to see if I could do this.
My main passion most of my life was music. You know what I'm saying? But I always loved movies. You know what I'm saying? I've been a movie head my whole life. Like I'm at the theaters. You know what I'm saying? I'm buying DVDs. Like I've been a movie head. But I had told myself when I got to Atlanta, one of the things I wanted to do was try to create a short film. Mm-hmm. So I created actually 2, and I just fell in love with the process. Okay. And I was like, this is what I really want to do for the rest of my life, along with, you know what I'm saying, like writing books. So that's where I'm at with it right now.
That's dope. That's dope.
Mm-hmm.
All right, before we get into the positive, I want you, if you could just give us a brief background story about when you was out in Indiana and the trials and tribulations you had to face before you decided to make that move to come out here to Georgia.
Well, I caught a gun charge at the age of 20. That was my first felony. I'm an ex-felon, 3 felonies, like 12 misdemeanors. But it started off from that one gun charge. After that, my life kind of spiraled. I couldn't get a job, so I started hustling. I had a guy named Junebug show me how to sell weed. You know what I'm saying? So I took it from ounce to pounds. You know what I'm saying? And I was going back and forth to jail. I developed a drinking problem. That's really the catalyst, that alcohol. You know what I'm saying? It kept getting me in trouble. You know what I'm saying? And the judge made me do anger management, which I needed. The judge kept making me do these alcohol classes, which I needed. And after a while, I was like, I can't keep going to jail. I'm sooner or later, because I got robbed at gunpoint a couple times. And I was like, I got to give up this life. I got to pursue something real. I got to change my surroundings. And I took the last of my dope money, which was $3,000, and moved to Atlanta. And I've been pretty much legit ever since, making legit money. It's different. It was hard to just transition from making that fast money to like working a job and making money so slow. But I couldn't go back to my old ways. You know what I'm saying? So I just stuck with it.
Man.
Yeah, that's crazy. I heard most of your story. What I didn't hear though, can you break it down to me with the relationship, having the child, divorce? Was it divorce, or was it what happened with that with your ex?
Well, actually, my son was one of the inspirations for me to get out the streets. That last time I got robbed at gunpoint, it was my weekend to get him. So they robbed me on that Friday. I was supposed to get him on Saturday, and I remember telling him, don't shoot me. I got to get my son tomorrow. That's what I remember saying. I remember saying that. You feel me? So I went and picked him up, and I told him like I'm not gonna get in trouble no more. I'm gonna go legit for you. And I told my son that, and but I wasn't with his mother. We broke up when he was like 1. I came to Atlanta after that incident. He was 5. You know what I'm saying? So, but I ended up meeting somebody else, and I married her, and then we came to Atlanta together. You know what I'm saying? And it was hard because I was trying to build a business and be legit, but the money was so slow. She wasn't used to me being broke. I was always taking her like back home. I was taking her to Chicago, take her to Atlanta, take her to St. Louis. You know what I'm saying? Like we was balling. We came to Georgia trying to be legit. I turned and I feel like the dynamics changed in our relationship. You feel me? I'm trying to build a business, but I feel like she kind of started looking at me as like a bum because I wasn't bringing in no money. And so I had to just divorce her, and she ended up going back to Indiana. We cool to this day though. She cool, she's straight, but I had to just thug it out by myself. I ended up living in my car. I was living in hotels, but I ended up building my business. My t-shirt shop made a profit after 8 months, and then it was successful for 4 years straight. You know what I'm saying? And I just did it on my own. But
before we jump right there to the success, let me ask you, because you said you was living in your car, homeless. You went from making big money selling weed, and now, like, what was the first steps when you started? Because I know the story, but I would like you to tell the people, like, what was the first steps you had to do to kind of humble yourself and get to where you are today?
Learn to just live with the bare minimum. You know what I'm saying? I had 2 outfits and 1 pair of shoes. I wasn't used to that. I was used to having like 20 pairs of shoes. You know what I'm saying? It was about humility And I actually started going back to church. You know what I'm saying? It was a church. When I did get on my feet and my shop started making money, I moved out of my car to an apartment, and it was a church like right down the street. And I just walked in there one day, and then I started going every Sunday. I didn't have no real money like that because the business was still building. So I was like, I just need motivation and faith. So I kind of just reconnected with God in that period. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I think really got me through the growing pains of trying to be legit. You know what I'm saying? And I learned how to, like, by this time I had stopped drinking as much. Like I wasn't drinking near as much as I was back home. You feel me? I had to put that bottle down. You know what I'm saying? And just put my faith in God and just keep it moving, really.
Yo, could you tell us the story real quick about the camera, pawn shop, something like that? What happened with this camera? Because I think when I heard another interview, you were saying like that camera from the pawn shop really turned your life around.
Yeah, it really did, man. Because I still had a record. So when I came to Georgia, nobody was hiring me. As a matter of fact, I ended up catching a fraud case because I took my brother's ID because the apartments we live in didn't allow felons. So I put my face on my brother's information and really had a driver's license. You feel me? And it led me to a fraud case, but we can talk about that later. But I was just trying to live in an apartment. And so I was like, let me try to find something to do to make some money. And so I ended up scrounging up like $400 and bought a camera. And I was like, maybe I can just learn how to take pictures. And so I would just show up everywhere with my camera. Everywhere is an event, I'll be like, y'all need some pictures? Y'all need some pictures? And that's how it was. Or I'll be like, y'all need some videos? And then I downloaded the software, Adobe Pro Premiere. I'm good at computers. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't just a weed man. I was also the DVD man, the CD man, the pill man back home. And also used to sell pirated software. You know what I'm saying? I could crack it with the keygen code and get any software for free. So I was selling that too. So I cracked the code and got that free Adobe Premiere, learned how to edit, taught myself graphic designs and all kind of stuff. And that next thing I know, people start hiring me to just film stuff. So I was a freelance photographer all of a sudden, and that was more money on top of when my shirt shop started making money. I was also filming stuff on the side too, and then that's really when it really start popping.
Okay, you got any questions, L. Benton? EQ?
I see you say you did music or still do music. I see you just put out an album or something last month.
Yep.
Yeah. So was that the last album?
Yeah, that was. I haven't released the album in probably like 15 years. The last album, because I came to Georgia in 2010. The last album I had put out was right before I left Indianapolis, 2009. Mm-hmm. So I've been doing t-shirts and camera work, but during COVID, it really wasn't nothing to do. We was kind of locked up, you know what I'm saying, in the house, you know what I'm saying? So I called my old producer. I was like, man, I need to get some stuff off my chest. You got some beats? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So he's like, yeah. I was like, and then I just kept, you know what I'm saying, just having ideas. And then next thing I know, we just ended up with an album over 3 years. You know what I'm saying? That album took 3 years to make. I just make a song here and make a song there. And then I just put it out. But it was more like, for me, music has always been my therapy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like, that's why I made that album. I needed therapy. I lost 4 people during COVID. You know what I'm saying? My best friend, my partner, AJ, he was a photographer. He died that year. And that year is the same year also that I found out my son wasn't mine. At age 13, I did a DNA test because I was trying to get full custody. And it showed that he wasn't even mine. And then my auntie died from COVID. And then my cousin Mike, he died from a drug overdose. My friend Gamble, he died in a house fire. And it was somebody else, but it was a hard year. So I was like, man, send me some beats, bro. I got some stuff to talk about. You feel me? And that's what
do you think moving to Atlanta was like the best thing you could have did for yourself?
Yeah, because
away from the elements.
Yeah, the people I was around, I felt like they was gonna always keep me down because they was comfortable in that life. They was comfortable going back in jail. Like we'll be on the outs chilling, and then I get locked up, and then I see one of the homies, they get locked up too, and then we get out, I get locked up and see another homie. Like we just did that like it was regular, and I was like, I just felt like I had more to give the world than that. I felt like I had something to give, and I just had to get out that environment, and it was the best thing I ever did. You feel me? Like I promise, if I didn't get out of Indiana, I'd probably be in jail for a long time or dead. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, salute to that, man. Salute to that.
Would you accredit that to something that I heard you say? What was it? Move away from your past, or what was it? Something you said something like that. It was deep about getting away from those people that you was with before. Like
No, I do have. I have a quote, but I can't remember it. I forgot what I said. I said it on another interview. But yeah, that was the gist. You changing it was something about changing your surroundings to change your life, something like that. But I think, and that's why I talk about my book. It's so important because it's motivation for the hustlers and the fellas who want to get on their feet. It's called What I Know Now. You know what I'm saying? It's 8 chapters, and each chapter is a life lesson that anybody can apply to their life if they're going through something. You feel me? So yeah, it's called What I Know Now, and it's coming out on Christmas Day. You feel me? We doing the audio recording on the 13th and 15th at my partner's studio in Cartersville, Georgia. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a good tool for a lot of people that's struggling, because like once you get that record, it's like they treat you like an animal. You almost feel like you should be an animal. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to let you live here. My license got suspended for life when I was 24 for just.
Oh yeah, tell that.
Yeah, like I led police on a high-speed chase. I kept drunk driving, DUIs, riding on suspended. So they took mine for life when I was 24. So every time I got a car, had to be in somebody else's name. My apartment in somebody else's name. Nobody want to hire me. You know what I'm saying? And I went through that. You feel me? But it's lessons in there. So that's what the book is about.
Touch on that. Nobody wanting to hire you, because you did touch on something about being a felon and trying to find a job, some with a supervisor.
Yeah. So yeah, it was crazy. Like, so I found out certain jobs do hire felons, but what I found out is they also treat you like you're disposable at that job. It's like they just like, it's a lot of y'all. We can get rid of you. You know what I'm saying? So any little thing. So one of the jobs I was so happy I got with my record. It was a forklift job, and
how much was you making?
I think I was making like $11.50 at that time at that job, and my boss was a whole goon. You know what I'm saying? Like he had the tattoo tears, real gold grills, not the permanent. You know what I'm saying? You can't take it. Like he had permanent golds, and he had cornrows, and he was my boss, and he promoted me, and I feel like they didn't train me well, so I messed up an order. And I told him, he came in and he was like, "Man, you messed up the order." And I was like, "But I only been at this part of the job 3 days. I wasn't probably trained well enough." And he gonna look me in my eye and say, "Since you want to argue, you fired." And this is like when my son was like 1 year old. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, "Bro, you know how hard it was for me to even find this job?" So I started plotting, and I was like, "Man, you know where my mind went?" Because I knew where he hung out. You know what I'm saying? And the homies knew where he hung out. And I was like, "Man," but then I applied for unemployment and I got it. And they said they was gonna give it to me for 1.5 years. And I was like, well, I just live off that. Started back selling weed, started back selling CDs, DVDs. And I did that for the next like 4 or 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Like I just that was my life. You feel me? But it's like, I feel like they don't give you a chance to, even if you want to work, even if you want to be a better person, I feel like they make it so hard for you to do that. And it's just, I think it's just a messed up system.
It is.
It is.
Yeah, we talk about that a lot on here. The system is terrible. Ahead,
definitely rigged. Definitely rigged. I was gonna
So
say,
I want to ask. Well, first I want to say congratulations. I did check out your website and see a lot of the stuff that you're doing. A very, very good work, and I do admire your story. It is good always to see people, do overcome where they come from. Mm-hmm. And I know you mentioned that you caught a felony at age 20, and I know a lot of the topics we talk about sometimes hit on, what leads up to that. Was there something particular in your childhood, where you were brought up, maybe hardship or something that contributed to you going down that path?
So the first chapter of my book is called Church Boy. I grew up in a very, very, very strict religious family. You know what I'm saying? We didn't get to do a lot of things that the other kids did. And it was like they expected us to be kind of perfect at church, in life, and at school. You know what I'm saying? So I grew up the whole time with like a lot of pent up rage and aggression because I hated my life. I hated going to church, 5 days a week. I hated when they used to make us pray. We didn't have a choice. They would put us in a room and say, y'all got to pray. And it just was like, it was too much. You know what I'm saying? We weren't allowed to have girlfriends. We weren't allowed to go to the movies. And so I was always an angry person. You know what I'm saying? I started getting in fights in school and stuff like that. And I ended up learning through therapy, thanks to that judge, to that anger management. They taught me, you know what I'm saying, like what was really wrong with me. And they did ask me about childhood, because, you know, in there, you know what I'm saying, you just sit in a circle and talk amongst each other. And the other guys was talking to me, and we do the serenity prayer. God grant me the serenity to accept things I cannot change. And I had to do that for every Wednesday for a whole year. You know what I'm saying? But it was necessary. But that aggression and rage and anger really just was too strict of a household. You feel me? And I was even suicidal. I was talking about in my book at the age 17. I was trying to figure out how to kill myself. I was like, either I'm gonna drown myself or I'm gonna take pills. I couldn't figure out which one I was gonna do. You know what I'm saying? But then around that time, I discovered music. We wasn't allowed to listen to anything except gospel. So a friend gave me a DMX CD at school. I had never even heard any music outside of gospel until DMX "As Dark as Hell Is Hot" album. And if y'all heard that album, y'all know the album fire. And I was like, oh. And so I started kind of writing and rapping. And then that got me out of that suicide. I was like, I'm gonna move out my parents' house and I'm gonna start writing. That gave me the motivation. So music really did save my life. You know what I'm saying? So it's a real story.
Shout out to DMX, one of my favorites.
I ended up meeting DMX when I was 19 at the Black Expo in Indiana, and I got to freestyle for him. And we ended up having the exact same charm on our chain. And he told me my freestyle was nice. That's real talk. And I'm mad. I had the picture they took of us, but I lost it, man. I lost the picture. But I told him, like, he inspired me in everything. But that CD showed me like it was other stuff in the world besides what my parents were showing me. You know what I'm saying? All we knew was church, but it was like a whole nother world out there that I could be a part of. I could express myself, and I just start putting my life into the music.
Now check this out, if y'all don't mind, real quick, because I'm hearing that early on in life, your family that was basically force-feeding church down your throat at an early age turned you away. But then later on in the story, not your family, but God comes back to pretty much, you know, help you get things together in your life. Could you try to explain how you still trust in God even though your family forced it on you and kind of forced you away?
The thing is, like, when I was in church so much, I read the Bible because they would make us read the Bible. So I ended up reading the Bible cover to cover. And I came up with a list of questions that I would ask my parents that, to me, I told them don't make sense to what they're saying, to what the Bible is saying. You feel me? But when I asked them, they would just say the secrets belong to God or something, or, you know what I'm saying, God to handle it. But I was like, no, this don't make no sense. What y'all doing to us? It's not in the Bible. So I never lost faith in God, but I lost faith in religion. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't, and maybe I did turn my back on God when I turned my back, because after that I was like, when I got away from them, I was like, I'm never going to church again. You know what I'm saying? But I still felt like God was real, but religion wasn't. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what I held on to. You feel me?
God, not religion.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, thank God. Like, and that's a kind of a good thing that they even exposed me to that, because it did when I needed it. You know what I'm saying? I walked to the church. I walked straight to that church.
That's dope.
Mm-hmm.
Dope, man. Where will we be able to get?
Ready, Kim? You got it.
No, I was just going to ask, where will we be able to get the book from? And are you self-publishing the book?
So I'm self-publishing it. And it's gonna be I'm working with some people, and we're supposed to be trying to get it in Target. I got a PR team from California, but now it's like a whole boycott of Target. So we're trying to rework that strategy. So right now I'm just selling physical copies. I'm gonna take it old school. Like I used to sell CDs out of my trunk. I'm gonna be just riding around different areas and selling my book out of my trunk. But it's also gonna be the digital copy. The digital version or whatever, audio version, is going to be on Amazon, and hopefully I can get it on sites like Audible, and the links will be on my website. You know what I'm saying, when we get it all together. But the paperback is going to be cool, but the audio book, the way we setting it up to where I'm telling these real stories about stuff going on in the hood, and it's wild. But we using sound effects, we using excerpts from my album. So
Like
when you listen to the book,
it's like
it's gonna feel like a movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's, when I was running from the police after we jumped this dude, you gonna hear the sirens. You know what I'm saying? Like we turning the book into a whole audio movie. You feel me? And it's a very ambitious project. But I'm working with Donnie Hammonds from After Dark Studios, and he's a master at this stuff. He mastered my album, so I think it's gonna be a good experience for the listeners. And and I thought of that because I don't know if you ever heard DMX song called ATF on his album.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
That song where he's trying to get away from the cops, and you hear the feet running after him, and then you hear the gunshots. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I'm gonna add that element to my book. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at with it.
That's good.
Yeah, it's gonna be something. It should be good.
That's good.
You said that you found out your son wasn't yours.
Mm-hmm.
Are you still in his life, or how does that?
I try to be, but I don't know. I don't know what his mother had been telling him. I've been trying to get him to come to Georgia since he was 13. I told him he's not gonna prosper in Indiana, and he's currently in jail now. He just caught. Wow. He got caught with possession of a small amount of marijuana, and DUI as a minor. He's 19. He just got locked up. This is his third time getting locked up. He just got locked up 2 weeks ago.
That's how I start, though.
You said what?
I said that's how I start, though.
And I told them
stuff like that, little weed and little minor traffic joints, and once you start going in that building, it's hard to come out of it.
Well, it's by design. The more counts that you get adds up to the amount of time you can be sentenced for.
So he got a court date in December, and I'm hoping he get out. But that's what I was trying to get him away from. I was trying to get him to come to Georgia because he's actually smart. And I had it set up where I had bought him a computer and a book, and was telling him to learn coding. And he was actually making little codes and little graphics using coding. And I was like, come to Georgia, and I take care of you. I put you in school. And I'm like, I told him, even though he's not biologically my son, he still's my son. You know what I'm saying? He's all I know. And it is what it is. So, but he was, I don't know. He just, I don't know. He just wouldn't connect with me. No matter what I would try to reach out, call. It's like he just, I don't know.
Now. He's more rebellious now.
Do you think his mom played a part in that?
He feel betrayed.
Yep. He probably feel like I left him, but I told him I had to leave. I was in too much trouble. And actually, when I left Georgia, I was on probation. So when I went back to see him, I stayed at a hotel. The police came to the hotel and locked me up. And I was just there to see him. But I didn't know I had a warrant out. So it was like, but I'm just praying, you know what I'm saying? Like while he's sitting down now, I'm trying to just talk to him while he's in jail, while he don't got the distractions of his friends. Cause that's all he says, like, man, I'm trying to rock with my friends. I'm trying to be with my friends. And I have a daughter now. He hasn't even met her because every time I bring her up there, he'll have an excuse why he can't come meet her. She turned 3 in January. He still ain't met her because he just want to be in the streets. And I'm trying to save him. I'm trying my best to save him before it gets too late.
Hopefully he'll get the book. You send him a copy of the book. Hopefully he gets to get the real effects of it. Then probably he can understand your story more and how you got away from your past to
That's
prosper.
What I'm hoping.
And that's what I'm hoping. Maybe he can follow the same trend and do the same thing. Yeah, man.
But he followed me on TikTok too. So a lot of videos I put on TikTok is really, I'm hoping he'll see it. You know what I'm saying? Because I know he followed me. If he don't answer my phone call or he don't respond to my texts, I'd be like, I'll just put a video out there. And I'll be like, I hope he sees that video and he can learn something from that.
And that's great. I hope that you keep up with him, and I hope that everything turns around for him sooner rather than later, of course.
You got the right idea in mind, though, by trying to reach him right now while his friends ain't in his ear.
Yeah.
Keep pouring into him, letting him know, yo, you ain't by yourself, man. I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help guide you through it.
Yep.
Hopefully he can get it, man. Hopefully
I'm trying. You feel
I
me?
want to see, you know what I'm saying? I'm tired of seeing our young boys, man. I was one of them, so I understand.
Well, Mystro, before we go ahead, if you got something to say, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, the last thing I said, I put out a song called Niggas versus Kings, and it's a song basically trying to get the young guys to elevate themselves from the of being just a street nigga to being a king, like look at themselves with more value. And that song came about because in my custom t-shirt shop, 40% of my profits were RIP shirts. So I seen a lot of tears. I made a lot of shirts, you know, on Greenbrier Parkway. I don't know if people realize how violent it is over there, but working at that shop, I saw how crazy it was. Like everybody over there, like they claim they blood, but one week I did 4 different t-shirts for 4 young dudes, and it broke my heart. You know what I'm saying? So I wrote that song. I would hear the backstory about what happened with each murder, and it's usually over something dumb or a girl or something. So I made that song saying, nah, I don't want your girl. I hope y'all make it as a couple. Put y'all money get together and make that money double. You know what I'm saying? I'll try to reverse the stereotypes. You feel me? Like, and I'm telling them, like, look at him like Pac said, look at him like your brother. You feel me? And it got a lot of good response. It really got a lot of streams from Chicago, you know what I'm saying, which surprised me because I can see my analytics for everything I put out. And so it's one of those things, like with this book, with the music, I'm like, we got to get the youth. We got to save them, man, because they doing a lot, man. And
they doing
do you do any outreach as far as the young men in your community?
Yeah, all the time. Like I mentor a lot of young men. Some dudes who just come to my t-shirt shop and be like, how are you doing this? How did you get all this? And they would ask me, and I tell them about the zoning permits or where to get their LLC, or, you know what I'm saying, I introduce them to the manager, and I would encourage them if they come like, man, I got ideas. And I'd be like, what kind of ideas you got? And it's like, well, I want to do this, but I don't got a logo. And I was like, well, I just make you a logo. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of dudes want to do stuff and they couldn't afford the photo shoot. I did a lot of free photo shoots for dudes, and I'm still out here trying to reach them when I can. You feel me?
Where can they reach you at? Where can they reach you at? If anyone's interested in like just hearing your story, coming to talk to you, get a t-shirt, like what's the best way to reach you?
Yeah, just my website, www.thecreativemystro.com. Mystro is spelled Mystro. And yeah, they can just reach me there. And I'm just trying to partner with anybody that's trying to help the youth. My target audience for this book is 18 to 24. That's who I hope reads it. And I just want us to get on a better page, to go from just being street dudes to kings, you know what I'm saying? And I want our women to be more valued and look at themselves as queens. Like a lot of girls I even have to talk to, like, you ain't gotta just be showing all of that, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta be moving like that. You gotta look at yourself as a queen. Like, we gotta hold ourselves to a higher standard. So anybody on that wave, please reach out to me and see if we can put something together.
It's funny you said that, because I saw the little video on your website. I didn't care too much for turning bottles, so you might want to revisit that, but just from me to you. But thank you for your story.
Before you go, you can answer that first. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, because I try to put the, like Jay-Z said, put the put the medicine in the candy. I gotta put out something to get their attention to even know, and then they see that, and what else he got?
Right.
And they run into my Niggas versus Kings and all the other songs. But yeah, I know. People told me.
Never IG. So
tell people where they can reach you at.
Yeah, my IG too is Rick Mystro Holcomb Jr. So, you know what I'm saying? My government name is Rick RIC, and Mystro Holcomb Jr. That's my government, and that's what's gonna be on the book. You know what I'm saying? My PR team said I need to get my government name out there more.
Yeah,
because everybody was just calling me Mystro, so they was like, "Nah, you gotta start putting your real name." Yeah, they said you gotta start putting your real name out there so people can recognize it. So, yeah, we working. We definitely working.
Yeah. Good luck, man, and I'm gonna be tuned in, man. Continue success, man. Keep pushing. Keep pushing the youth. Stay positive. I like the energy, man, and I'll be tuned in. You got a fan of me, brother.
Yeah, likewise, man. I want to see what y'all got going on. So if y'all can send me y'all IGs, you know what I'm saying? And if anything I can do to help y'all with y'all movement, I'll be more than happy to. Just hit me up and we can work.
That. Well, appreciate that. Definitely. What's up, G?
Yo.
Oh yeah.
Mystro the Creative, we appreciate you coming on today. We at the time. We're about to shut it down. We'd love to have you come back, maybe when the book come out.
Okay.
And
or maybe you can come back Freestyle Friday one time. Or maybe you come back, because he got the music, so we can come back maybe Freestyle Friday. We do some music or whatever.
I would love that. I definitely would love that. Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
Appreciate y'all, man. Y'all be safe.
All right.
Thank you, you too.
All right.
Peace out, man.
Peace, bro.
Peace out.
Yeah. I am. Well, go ahead. Come to the end, y'all. Y'all see what's going on, man. We at the end of the road. I am Immortal. We have Mass 1-4 for the band, the brothers 1-4 for